Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, we are going to be ranking all Left 4 Dead 2 Scavenge maps from worst to best. Now, I know Scavenge mode is not the most popular mode in all Left 4 Dead. It's actually quite dead as of late. But when it comes to Scavenge, it can be fun in the right circumstances. And I think that that's very critical when it comes to what maps you play on. So that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be ranking them all from worst to best. Let me know what you guys would personally rank them down below in the comments. Let me know what you think about my list. But anyways, guys, at the very end of the video, I hope you end up dropping a like, comment, and subscribe to show your guys' support. But anyways, let's rank all the Scavenge maps from worst to best. Alright, coming in at number 20, we have... Sorry about that, guys. I was throwing up thinking about the map that I have to rank. But coming in at number 20, this is going to end up being the Village on The Last Stand. This map is really bad. So when it comes to Scavenge, I have not played it in a long time. In fact, recording this video is basically been the first time I played this in pretty much almost about a decade. Now, when it comes to The Last Stand, the Scavenge maps that are on here, I have not played except for when I first started recording this video. So this is the very first time I've played on this and also one other Last Stand map. And oh my god, they are both bad. We'll get into the other one later, but Village especially is just really bad. So what are my pet peeves with this map about why it makes it so bad? Because at first glance, it might just look like any normal Scavenge map. Well, my friends, I will just end up showing you. Number 1, just take a look at how fucking big this map is. Like, this map is so big, they actually extended the map and made it bigger. The waterfall that you normally pass in The Last Stand has rocks now, so that way you can actually get back up, and you can go past the waterfall to get the gas cans that are at the crash plane, and all the way in buttfuck nowhere past this rock near this tent. For some reason, like, the amount of gas cans that are on this map is just absurd. And they're so spread far apart from each other that for you to end up running from one gas can all the way to the other, which is essentially 25% of the very first chapter of the entire Last Stand map. Number 2, this map is buggy as hell. So there would be multiple times where me and my friends would just get gas cans that got stuck in parts that we could not get them. This gas can got stuck under a tree stalk, and it was completely unable to be retrieved. You can't even shoot it to blow it up to get to respawn. It's just completely stuck down there. Plus also, there's a whole bunch of insta-kill spots and just buggy spots in general. Like, this bridge that's to the safe room is one of the worst spots you can be, because not only can gas cans fall through it for some reason, and they are completely out of the map unless you shoot them, but also as well, on top of the bridge, there's also a waterfall that is essentially a literal insta-kill spot. There is way too many spots that can just auto-kill you if you were just trying to simply get a gas can. The map is just cursed by a certain amount of jank that just makes it not fun to play on. Like, the very first reactions that me and my friends had playing this map ever was just, what the hell is this? These maps, these two Last Stand maps are just so bad. Like, especially Village. Like, Village is so fundamentally bad that other than recording this video, I will never, ever play this map ever again. So, while we have a little bit of a fire under our ass in the middle of our rant, let's transition to the other Last Stand map, shall we? Because that's what's coming up next. Now, I will give the Last Stand Lighthouse this, is that it's at least not buggy and has gas cans phasing out of existence like it does on the Village. But it does end up having the other two issues, which is that there's just way too many insta-kill spots for my liking, and the gas cans are just so damn far away. Why are both the Last Stand maps so damn big? It's ridiculous. I have to trek a whole entire marathon just to get a damn gas can, which is fundamentally not good design, because when you ever end up having it where if you're missing a gas can, and, like, let's say that you're in overtime or running out of time in general, and it's all the way across the map, if you can get lucky and grab it in time, and at least allow yourself to get an overtime, there is no way in damn hell that you are going to be trekking that thing all the way back and pouring it in without dropping it or getting interrupted and then just getting killed by something. This map and the other map before it are just fundamentally way too ridiculously big and are just prone to just annoying stuff. They're not really fun to play on, and I really do not want to play them at all in the near future. It's sad to see because The Last Stand did so many things right, but its 2 new Scavenge maps suck. Alrighty, now even though both of these maps are really bad, I want to end up pointing out that they at least don't have the thing that is going to be one of the main reasons why I hate this next upcoming map, which is going to end up being Dead Air's Terminal, by the way. And the reason why I don't like Dead Air's Terminal is because to get some of the gas cans, you have to go through the metal detector, which means you are guaranteed a horde every single time that you do this. I want to end up playing Scavenge. I don't want to play survival while playing Scavenge. I don't need a horde on my ass the moment that I start the game. Now, yes, I understand that I can avoid this spot, but I want to get it done straight off the rip, is because why would I want to go into a horde with less health, less equipment, because I am going to be using it periodically over time. The game's just only going to get more and more intense, and there's going to be less and less supplies. So why would I not want to end up going for that right off the rip? But going off that right off the rip just makes it not fun, because I'm immediately met with this annoying, tedious chore to do, which is just survive the onslaught of zombies. This map is really just ruined by this little metal detector thing here. If the metal detector was deactivated for some reason, like just like an exception to this mode, it would be a lot more fun to play on, and it's really only specific to this map. Sure, some of the other maps coming up ahead are also going to end up having ways you can trigger zombie hordes, but they're far and few in between, and they're just not as severe as this. Usually they will be like one-time events, or like very, very like hard to replicate, but this happens pretty much all the time. You not only have to do this once, but you have to kind of do this more than once. You have to do it at least twice if you're carrying the gas cans mainly, because there at least is 2 back here from what I noticed. So unless you can juggle, then you're going to have to do this multiple times. It's just annoying really fast. Alrighty, now we have Crash Course's Alleys. Now, Crash Course overall is not a good map. It's my least favorite map in the entire game, and it's for good reason. Especially this specific part is a perfect example of it. So, Crash Course is very, very big. It's one of the biggest feeling maps in the entire game, even though it's only 2 chapters. The alleys is the exact spot I always get jammed up in. Most notably, this window. If you come through the one building here, unless you jump out this one window, you can't proceed throughout the campaign. You also can't get back to the generator that you need to fill up the gas cans from. So sometimes what happens is that if you go to pass the window here and you go to get a gas can, you have to remember to go back through the window, because there's no other way to get back. You have to get back to this window when I'm normally used to taking a door, or at least another route. Crash Course is just confusing and really annoying for how confusing it is, because you take 1 second to like just drift off into space in your own thoughts, you will just be getting destroyed by a zombie in the corner of the wall. Now we have Hard Rain Mill Escape. Now, Hard Rain Mill Escape is just annoying because of the water. It's the rain every single time. Every single time I've ever complained about anything with Hard Rain, whether it be a certain game mode, the map in general, its cosmetics, its gameplay, it's always coming down to the rain. It slows you down, it's inconvenient, it's annoying, it can get you killed way more times than not. But it's a special kind of hell when you have to carry a gas can and you cannot defend yourself other than just shoving the gas can into the zombie's face. Trying to carry a gas can to the generator on Hard Rain's Milltown Escape is like trying to end up taking a crock pot that is on sale at Black Friday to the cashier that's up front without being hunted down by a Karen. The map is not fun, it's just simply annoying. Next we have Swamp Fever Plank Country. Literally the exact same problems as Milltown Escape on Hard Rain, but it has rednecks. At least it doesn't rain, thank God, but it's fundamentally the exact same map to me, at least in terms of gameplay experience, which is just frustrating. So yeah, it's pretty much identically the exact same thing. Now we have the Passing Underground. So this is going to be the beginning of the maps that are not bad or terrible by any means. They're at the very least just okay, but I would never seek these maps out. That's mostly the main reason why I think a lot of people just don't like Scavenge, is because sure, it would be nice if there was variety in the gameplay, but the variety in the gameplay is usually not good variety. It's like, hey, there's 4 decent maps in this entire game mode. However, though, if you want any other variety, you have to play on ones that absolutely suck. Are you in? Nope. Well, let's not say that this map specifically sucks. Like I said, this map is okay. It's really not the best, but it's at least okay and tolerable. but it's just not going to end up being that replayable, and can be frustrating because of the fact that there's some gas can areas, like you have to like go literally underground, and that can be frustrating. Your teammates might not be able to save you. It's nice when you end up having a map that's kind of like exposed, where you can end up being able to save your teammate with a rifle, and not to like go hunting them down, passing through tons and tons of hordes to try to like trek a whole entire mile just to get them. This map does lead into those types of problems. Plus, also, there's just a lot of buildings, so a lot of the special infected are pretty much going to be the ones that are dominating this map, not the survivors. This map is just something that is inconvenient because it's just a lot of building spam, a lot of the special infected spam, just a lot of unnecessary stuff that can make the map that would have been otherwise good kind of just not fun to play. Okay, now we have got the Sacrifice Barge. Now with the Sacrifice Barge, one thing I don't like about it right away is going to be the ship. I don't care for the fact that the ship has gas cans right underneath of it. I don't like that because that's a perfect spot for special infected just to jump you. I can totally see a player just camping there and waiting for you, which is just poor game design. They really should have closed this area off, in my opinion, just only had them at the top of the ship. It would have been much better that way. Now, I haven't played any of these maps except for pretty much the last 4 with randoms, because game modes like this, for some reason, are just unpopulated, and I can't ever find any matches. And even when I do, the gameplay variety is very, very minimal. Now, I don't know what an actual player would do. It's out of my memory, but I have played on this on the Xbox days, I'm pretty sure. I just can't vividly imagine playing on this map a lot, but I can totally imagine there's gotta be some repressed memory in the back of my mind that's just yet to activate. Just people playing on this map and just camping like little bitches. So I think you guys will understand why I rank this map here. Okay, now we have the Sacrifice Brick Factory, which is a lot better than the Barge. Now, for the Brick Factory, the gas cans are pretty close by in comparison. They're not in any really annoying areas. One area that's sort of tricky, but not exactly bad, is going to be, like, behind the train cars where the tank would normally go. You have to kind of, like, creep through this area, but other than that, the gas cans are pretty fairly spaced out. I think that really the main challenge behind this map is going to be just trying to get through the train car area, but if you can handle that, this map is not that bad, and overall, it can be fun if you have the right group of people. Now we have No Mercy's Apartments. Now, No Mercy's Apartments are okay, and they're starting to get a lot better in terms of the maps here. This ends up having a lot better game design. Yes, there can be some areas such as like the little parts in between buildings that can end up having special infected just hiding in some cheap spots. But overall, No Mercy's layout is not really that bad. I'm kind of used to it from the campaign at this point, so maybe I guess it's campaign bias. But it doesn't feel like it's a bad map by any means. It just feels like just a Scavenge version of No Mercy. You see, when it comes to maps, some of them, when they're converted into a smaller space for another game mode, such as Survival or Scavenge, you have to, like, manipulate the spawns and manipulate, like, gameplay logic in such a way that the map, even though the map itself really hasn't changed that much, like, it's just smaller, it feels different, which can lead to it not feeling right. But with No Mercy, it doesn't seem to have that issue because the special infected have a lot of safe spots to spawn, like such as in buildings or on buildings, which they normally do anyway. So the spawns don't feel like I'm getting jumped, it just felt like I got outplayed, which is different. So I think that this map is okay, and really all it is that it just needs a coordinated team to do well, that's all. Okay, now we got the Hard Rain Sugar Mill, which is not raining, thank God. So this map is automatically 10 times better. And when it comes to this map, I think it can be fun at times because of the fact that you have the giant building on it, which can lead to a lot of cool insta-kill opportunities for infected. But the thing is, though, is that it's balanced. You don't have to end up going in there by yourself. You can go in there with a team, and you have the supplies to be able to, like, go in there safely. So really, it's going to be a matter of outplaying your opponent. A charger or something like that can easily kill you. There's so many different insta-kill spots, and you need to go up here to get gas cans, so it's unavoidable. You have to do it at some point. However, though, if you have a shotgun and, you know, a really good team, you really don't need to worry about, like, dying automatically, because the areas in which you could get insta-killed would require a lack of focus or a lapse in judgment. And that's why I think it's a really cool trade-off, because it's a lot like a chess game. So this map has opportunity, and you're starting to see the shift in gameplay where the opportunity is not only for the special infected, but now to the survivors. The maps that are just fundamentally only for one team to enjoy are not the fun ones. So as we get here with the first map with the remaining 10, you guys can see why these maps are starting to become more enjoyable now. Now we have the Death Toll Church. Now for the Death Toll Church, it's not only just the church, you also have all the nearby property. And the cool news about this map is that this is going to be a absolutely chaotic ass map, because all the buildings in it are tiny. You got like a house, the church itself, and then, you know, like nearby cars and stuff like that, which can just lead to special infected jumping you and just pouncing you and charging you pretty much 24/7. But if you're out in the open, it's more in favor of the survivors. So the survivors and the special infected kind of have their own personal domains where they can end up thriving in, which is really, really fun, because you could be winning one moment and then all of a sudden you were getting your cheeks clapped by the hunter. In my opinion, this map is fun, but it's definitely got chaos. Speaking of chaos, even something more chaotic, this is going to be the Blood Harvest Farmhouse. You thought that the Death Toll Church area was going to be chaotic. Well, my friends, this is even more chaotic. This map is going to be taking place on the Blood Harvest finale, and the house and the farm itself in general is just nuts. The barn has got special infected usually in it all the time. The house has usually got special infected in it all the time. So these survivors are pretty much never going to be safe where they go. However, though, they still can win, because luckily all the gas cans are really close by. It's just that they're in these buildings usually, which means that you have to go in typically with things like a shotgun, or at the very least a melee weapon, because if you're going to be going in with an assault rifle, it's going to be very hard to kill things. The map feels very sandboxy, which can be fun at times, but it really just depends on your personal preference if you like big or small maps. Typically, Scavenge maps are usually about medium size from what I've noticed. And I think that this map is quite good. Is it the best? Absolutely not. There's a lot more better maps coming up here still, but these are going to be starting to become really, really fun maps here shortly. Alrighty guys, now we have got the Milltown on Hard Rain. Now the Milltown on Hard Rain is starting to be the very beginning of the maps that I would call actually fun. Now, even though this map doesn't get played that often, it is really enjoyable in my opinion. Me and my subscribers had a lot of fun playing on this map for the short period of time that we did, and I think that the map is very fun because it's essentially sandboxy. It's not too big. It's not gigantic like the Last Stand maps are, but it's also not extremely chaotic where you can't even move. Infected and the survivors both have opportunities to excel on this map. It's just really well designed. This map feels like it should have been meant to end up having gasoline cans on it. It's very fundamentally well-suiting for this game mode type, which is why I'm ranking up higher on the list. I think it's very fitting for the game mode itself, and that's why it's really fun to play on. Because the worst thing to have is when you end up having a map that just feels like it's meant for a different game mode, and this is not that at all. It's very enjoyable. I enjoy the layout. I'm very glad there's no fucking rain. So that automatically puts it up much higher on my list. But yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Now we've got the Park on the Parish. Now for the Park on the Parish, in my opinion, this map can be very fun. It's especially really fun when you end up having zombies in the maze. Now it's just unfortunate that this map is really only got one scavenger map. A lot of the maps actually only pretty much have one map to them. And Coldstream, I don't know if you guys knew this, but fun fact, has 0 scavenge maps. I just thought that that was interesting. It's the only map with 0 in its entirety. And when it comes to the Parish here, though, specifically, at least the good news is that even though it's limited to only one map, it's at least good. I like the way that the park is laid out. Like I said, having zombies in the maze can just be fun chaos at times, and I like that. But I just also like it just because it's the Parish. The map is pretty, it's just nice to look at, and overall, it's just really fun, because it's just the Parish. Who doesn't like the Parish? Alrighty guys, now we've got the Passing Riverbank. Now, even though the map does have rain, which I will say is that I don't care for that, at least the good news is, though, is that everything else about it is great. I like the way that the map is designed. It feels very fun and sandboxy. I think that the map has very good variety for infected and survivors to thrive. It has a lot of good gas can locations, and even when the rain does show up and is inconvenient to me, it's brief and it's temporary, and it also only affects my vision and doesn't slow down my movements, unlike Hard Rain does, and I enjoy that. I rather would end up having it where the rain blinds my vision temporarily than have constant water slowing me down like on Swamp Fever, or having both on Hard Rain. this is where it does rain right. If you're just going to temporarily blind me, I'm used to that with like Special Infected, for example. I think on the passing Riverbank is that it's fine, and really that's the only downside about this map. But for the most part, it's mostly upside, which is why I rank it this high up on the list. Now we have Dead Center's Atrium. This is one of the few scavenger maps in the entire game that is perfect for this mode. It's literally meant to end up being the perfect mode for collecting gas cans, because that's what the main campaign ends up having this mission be for, is to get gas cans for Jimmy Gibbs' stock car. It ends up having gas cans all over the place like it does in the main campaign, and you bring them to the stock car just like you do in the campaign. It's basically carbon copy, which not only makes it easy for the devs, but it makes the gameplay feel very natural and the way it should, which is good. Like, it feels like it was meant to be this way. And even though this map was not originally meant to be for Scavenge necessarily, it just transitions very, very well. This map I wish was played more often, but sadly it's not. But it does end up getting a lot of bonus points for me because of how like perfectly fitting it is. And I hope that people play this map more in the future. That is, at least we can get Scavenge to not be dead all the time. These last three are definitely going to be the fan favorites, because whenever I do play scavenger mode, these are almost all the ones I see. I end up seeing these three pretty much on loop 24/7, and I think that these maps are definitely very fun, very deserving of the list, and I really am curious what you guys think that they are. So comment down below what you think that the last maps are going to be. I'm curious. Hey guys, coming in at number 3, this is going to be the Motel on Dark Carnival. Now, I have a very special attachment to this map, because when I played back on the Xbox and Scavenger was a lot more alive, this was the map I just played all the time. This map is fundamentally literally a sandbox. You're in the motel area, and that's where a majority of the action takes place. That's where the generator is, so you gotta bring all your gas cans back there. And it feels very, very fun and very, very chaotic in here, because zombies can end up jumping you from pretty much anywhere. They can be in these tiny little hotel rooms, they can be like just perched up on a roof somewhere, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But the good news is, though, is that the lines of sight are pretty much always open, so that way teammates can also save you. So really the only time you could really die is if you're just too far away from someone, which really only ends up happening on the highway, because there is a couple of gas cans out there, but I think it's like 3 at the most, so it really doesn't happen that often. Most action takes place in just this nice cool cube area, which is really fun for a game mode like scavenger mode. Nobody wants to have to trek around and like just going to collect gas cans. It is a first-person shooter, not a first-person gas cans carrying simulator, so I can understand why this map is one of the most popular in the entire game. This map is just the embodiment of fun. Guys, even though I love the Dark Carnival Motel, and it is one of my favorite maps, especially because I'm nostalgic over it from my Xbox days, I think I've developed a new favorite map over the years. Now, even though I like Dark Carnival's Motel, I really, really do, this next map here has just been recently a lot of fun. I've always really liked it. The more I play it, the more I start to enjoy it. It's just very good gameplay-wise for this game mode specifically, because it's a lot like Dead Center's Atrium, where it just feels like it was meant for Scavenge. That's why I'm ranking just a little bit higher than Dark Carnival's Motel. Coming in at the very next spot for number 2 is going to be the Port on the Passing. The Port on the Passing is really fun. I enjoy this map a lot. It's pretty much a perfect balance of everything. The map has opportunity for Special Infected, the map has opportunity for survivors, and it does feel very sandboxy. However, though, it's not quite as sandboxy as the other maps, because this map actually ends up having a lot more cover than normal, which can lead to some very crazy things happening, such as just pure chaos just of being unleashed. Survivors mostly rule the streets, while the infected mostly rule the buildings, and there's an equal amount of scavenger cans everywhere, so pretty much almost always everyone ends up getting to have a moment of fun going on, and this map is extremely good for achievements. I was trying to end up going back recently and completing all the old achievements that I had from my Xbox account that didn't carry over to Steam because there's no cross progression in this game, which is unfortunate. However, though, I was willing to try to re-earn them all. So I was playing some of the scavenger game modes recently again, so that way I can end up getting all my achievements back, and I did them all on the port here. Pretty much. Not all of them, but a good majority of them, like 99.9% of them. And that's just because this map has really good game design and is very fitting for said achievements. In fact, some of the achievements are actually tied to this specific map, so if you want to end up getting some of the achievements, you will need to play on the port. But at least the good news is, though, is that this map is good, so you will have a fantastic time doing so. I recommend trying to load this map up more often, community, if you are watching this video. Alrighty, everybody, so coming in at the #1 spot for the best Scavenge map in the entire game, this is going to be the Rooftops on No Mercy. The Rooftops on No Mercy are really, honestly, the best map in the entire Scavenger playlist. I mean, let's be honest. This map has so much opportunity for just so many crazy things to happen. It's just as good as the port for achievements. I mean, it's a little bit harder because you can die more often, but that's ironically what's more fun about this map, because at all the maps in the entire game, the map will kill you more often than the Special Infected or the Survivors will. Special Infected and Survivors can just fall off the map at any point in the game if they're not careful enough. Now, the thing is, though, is that might sound like BS to, like, somebody that's never played the game before or never played this specific map on this specific game mode before, but I promise you, it doesn't feel annoying by any means. It's quite fun, actually, especially if you're playing with friends. This map is extremely fun to play with friends, but like, when I was playing with my subscribers to get footage for this video, oh my god, there was a lot of great moments where we were just screwing with each other and insta-killing each other off the roof with, like, chargers and stuff. It was funny as hell. And I really think that's what Scavenger mode really needs, is more people just communicating and just, you know, being just funny with each other. Just trying to mess around, troll, you know, have fun, make friends, because really, Scavenger is not really meant to be taken that seriously. Sure, it is kind of more of a cooperative mode and you do need communication to win, but I don't think that that was entirely what it's meant to be only. It was also meant to just be a game mode where you have fun with your friends. And if you want to end up having fun with your friends, one of the best maps you could possibly do this on is the No Mercy Rooftops. This map is extremely fun, extremely chaotic, balanced for both teams, and overall, in my opinion, I think it's the best Scavenge map in the entire game. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be here for today's video. I hope you guys ended up enjoying. Let me know what you thought about my list down below in the comments section, and let me know what you would rank the Scavenger maps personally in your list. Now, I understand that not everyone has played Scavenge. Some people can't even necessarily get games to play some Scavenge. But however, though, if you guys ever want to in an open lobby in the future want to play like Scavenge or something, I'd be more than happy to do so. Maybe even perhaps we can end up helping each other get some achievements. But yeah, guys, I hope you end up enjoying today's video. At the end, I would definitely appreciate if you guys could drop your support by dropping a like, comment, and subscribe, and all that beautiful stuff. If you guys would like to financially support the channel, I tremendously appreciate if you guys would go check out my Patreon. It's always linked down below in all my YouTube video descriptions, or you guys could use supporter creator code BlackNinja797 in all caps in the Fortnite Epic Games item shops, because Epic is my very first sponsor, and they're sponsoring today's video, so shout out to Epic Games. And if you guys want to check out the last ranking episode where I ranked all these survival maps in Left 4 Dead 2, I would definitely recommend it. There will be an end card at the end of the video, and be on the lookout next time where in the near future one of the ranking videos that will be coming up will be ranking all the versus maps from worst to best. But yeah, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers you're ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I love you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too, and give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!